Alright, I guess we're live. Hey guys, we are back. Okay, so I finally figured out how to stream. Yeah, it's probably going to be much harder than I thought it would be because I'm so used to like editing and cutting stuff out. But yeah, so if you're wondering why I'm wearing this beautiful hat or head sock or whatever you call it, it's because today we'll be looking didn't study in Zambia. Yeah, I went to university outside, and like I don't mean outside where the sun is. I mean like just outside of Zambia. And I often got like people telling me, "Hey yo, it's much easier there. It's much harder here," and things in those lines. So today will kind of just be debunking such things, and I'll give you my views. And if there's anyone watching, you give me yours. Wait, I can actually check for super chat if there's that, right? So sorry, I've just never done this before. Hey, we have three people watching. Sick. Wow. So yeah, studying in Zambia versus studying abroad. So I even had like my little sister tell me this. She said, "How come everyone that goes to study abroad always passes?" And I was looking at her like, nah, they don't. Like, not everyone always passes. It's just that when you see them after some time, you assume everything was rosy because you weren't seeing them struggle and you just weren't as much in contact at the time. So, of course, it may seem like easier because everyone who's going out always comes back and they've passed and they've got their degree. But that's not the whole story. It's much more complicated than it seems. And I think, in all fairness, both are hard, but I'll give you a reason why studying abroad may not be as easy as you think. So, when I say abroad, I'm kind of specifically not talking about countries like the UK, the USA, Australia, and countries like that where everything is pretty much like what you see in the movies. You've kind of gotten used to that culture. They speak English, and everything's just fine. It kind of is, it's still an English system. Of course things change a bit. I'm talking about places like China, Russia, Tunisia, Japan, Algeria, and all these countries that I would say the government kind of sends you to when you're studying under the government, the BC, whoever. So these are the countries that I'm talking about when I say abroad. I don't mean the UK. I don't mean the USA. That's as good as being in Zambia because the culture, the language, it's not a very big change. But if you go to China, that's a big change. Language is different. The culture is different. The whole internet is different. I kind of saw this meme that said if you learn a new language, you discover a new part of the internet, and that's true because there's a whole Chinese side that we don't see. There's a whole Russian side we don't see. Turkey, Morocco, and all these things. So that's the whole thing. It's not like as straightforward as it looks. When you go out, it's different. The language is different. The culture is different. The grading system is probably different for exams. So you have all these things that you try to adapt to, all these things that you try to learn. You're relearning, you're learning a lot of things at the same time, and at the same time you're expected to do your best, and you have no reason not to do your best because you traveled probably more than 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 kilometers to go wherever you're going to study. So you focus as much as you can on education, you focus as much as you can on doing your best, and that's why a lot of Zambians that go out to study do really well, and some even like do much better than the locals they find in those countries because you know what exactly you've gone through just to get to that place. Like even just the whole traveling, you know how far home is, so you don't want to disappoint. So that's why a lot of times when people go out, they seem to have it easier because they just pass and they succeed and things in those lines. But that's not the whole truth. The truth is you just don't see what's going on with them at the time. So there's a lot of struggle, there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of relearning, there's a lot of all these things added up. Like it's so much, but you just have to focus, and that's what happens. But then I think the thing is, when people study in Zambia, the focus isn't as much as an education. Not everyone, of course, because there's still a lot of people that do well. Most of my friends, if not all of them, do really well. But there's much more. There's much more. How can I put it? You relax a bit more because you're already home. So it's not like there's too much to lose. There is a lot to lose, but you know, it's more relaxed. You're already used to the place, you're already used to the culture. You can go out and everything's fine. If you're studying in a different country, especially a country that's not majority black, if you go out, you probably get stared at. So most people even avoid going out for that reason. But if you go out here, everything's fine. You're more relaxed. You're in a good place. And the comfortability, I think, is one of the reasons why some people just seem to think that it's much harder in Zambia than it is abroad, when in actual sense, that's not true. Personally, I think it's the same. Whether you go study outside or you study here, you have Google. That's all you need. You can't say, the lecturers don't teach, or the lecturers teach too much. You can just Google everything. This is the 21st century. It's the century of Google, that beautiful tool. So basically, that's my take. Now I'm just gonna check out the chat if there's anyone watching. What are the comments? Hey, yo, hi back. A wave. I got a wave. Hi, Stanley Skanyika. One comment. This is the first live stream, so hopefully, if I ever do this again, there's like 4 people watching. Currently, it's 3, which is sick. 3 plus me, or is it 2 plus me? Nah, it's 3 plus me. So that's sick. That's real cool. I didn't feel like recording this video. That's why I'm live streaming it, because hey, I just feel a bit tired of editing right now. So the live stream is much easier. Does anyone have a question for me? I think that would be kind of nice. Does anyone have a question in the chat? Questions. Let me type that. Wait, can I check on my computer? Let me just see. Mm. I type questions wrongly. I don't even know how. All right. So let's see. All right. So while we wait for any questions, if any will come from our 3 viewers, I think this is more viewers than ZNBC gets, to be honest. Do you think ZNBC gets more than 3 viewers for the news? In all honesty, I mean, they've lost the ratings. People don't like them anymore. The news has been the same for a long time now. So I'm competing with ZNBC. 3 views on a live stream, sick. But yeah, so that's basically. I think, is that even all I had to say on this topic? Why studying abroad versus studying in Zambia? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So abroad, or whatever it is, may seem easier, but in actual sense, both are easy. You just have to work hard. You just have to study as hard as you can. And I think if you know everything that's in an exam paper, and yeah, if you know everything that's in an exam paper and you answer it accordingly, no one's going to fail you. So nothing is hard, nothing is easy. Um, unless you talk about something like, oh, universities get load shedded, so you can't study at night. Maybe that's justifiable, but nah. In terms of other things, no, not really. In fact, if I'm being honest with you, I used to have this timetable where I'll go to school in the morning at 8. It felt like high school. I'll go at 8 and I'd leave at 16. The whole day I'll just spend that at school. That felt like high school. I didn't have any night classes, thankfully. Um, I don't even think I would have enjoyed them. I think I just prefer to be out during the day and I go back and I study or do something. So yeah, let's see. Are there any questions? Hey yo, Fred News goes like you are crazy. I don't know why, but okay, okay. Hey Fred, what's up? And oh yeah, and he also goes like it depends with careers and languages used. So in that, and that was my point earlier as well. If you look at leaving Zambia, you go to the US, you go to the UK, you go to Australia to study. That's as good as being in Zambia. You're still learning in English, so you have there's the adapting phase is more of on the society side of things as opposed to the education side of things. But if you're in Russia, you're learning Russian, and you can't. The same way we learn new English words is the same way you learn new Russian words, but at an even faster pace because you haven't spoken it your whole life. If you're in Turkey, you probably learn new Turkish words more. Japan, China, and wherever else Zambians go to study. You get me? So that's my point, or that's what I was saying as well. Like depending on the career and the languages used. And I think yeah, it's also prevalent. Is that the word? It also happens a lot more for careers that are probably like a big thing in the country you go to and not just the whole world. So if for some very disturbing reason you decide to do a course like law in a different country, you'll be reading their laws in their language, so you won't easily find that on the internet. But if you're doing engineering, computer science, medicine, and all that stuff, all those things are there on the internet. So yeah, it depends on the language. It depends on the course you're studying, and the like. Oh, he said I'm crazy because of the ZNBC. Guys, ZNBC and me, it's the same, bro. It's the same. We're all getting 3 views on a live. ZNBC 19 hours news gets 3 views. Trust. Unless they show us their numbers. But yeah. Alright, so I don't know if there are any more questions. I just like wait a bit. But after that we dip and yeah. Oh, also, for those of you that didn't know, this year I plan on making 100 videos. I don't know how many I've made so far. I stopped counting just so I can feel like like I'm moving. But yeah, making 100 videos this year, and hopefully I've made a number already. But we'll keep going. Yeah, if we can do 100, that would be sick. I think that would be sick. It would be nice as well to make 100 videos because up until now I've been on the platform for like over a year now, and they aren't even close to 100. So if we get to that far, yeah, I feel like it would be a nice little goal for ending the year. Like New Year's resolution. It wasn't my New Year's resolution because we started in February, but it was my February to December resolution. You know what? This is literally just me talking for no reason. Like I have nothing to do. But yo, going live is I feel like the news, bro. I feel like the news. Hey, Enos, what's up, man? Hi. Do you have any question? Um, you can ask a question concerning our topic, or you can just ask a question that you feel is um. Oh yeah. So Fred asked a question. He's like, "What's the main goal of this channel?" And basically, the main goal is in the banner. It's just like everything Zambia. So that's why you notice that most of the vids are usually just something to do with Zambia, except the times I'm talking about YouTube. But the main goal is to make videos about Zambia, regardless, but just topics to do with Zambia. It's not like news or trending topics or this or that, because if you notice, some of my videos are really about stuff that just happened in the past. Like I now have a video about Zambia going to Mars. That's not news. I now have a video about like funny comedians, which is doing pretty well actually. That's not news either. It's like opinions about Zambia and just stuff to do with Zambia. That is opinionated. We just share our opinions, our thoughts. It's that place on the internet you can come if you just have something to say on a topic, and hopefully find a video on that topic, and you can just leave your 2 cents as well. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. And if there's anyone new watching, that's the purpose of the channel, to just talk about Zambia, different topics, share each other's thoughts, and agree, disagree. But of course, always with respect. You always have to be respectful, even when you disagree with people, and you always have to know that not everyone will agree with you, because that's just how life is. Like sometimes people won't agree with you, sometimes people will agree with you. So you don't have to be attached to what you think. You just have to, like, sometimes just say it and let it be. Sometimes don't say it. But either way, no one's always right. And the like. um Oh, Enos goes like, what are you? Hey, yo, we have 4 views. Yo. Chill. Before I read the question, woo, we're on top of ZNBC at the moment. 4 live viewers. Oh my god, guys, this is insane. This is insane. All right. So Enos goes like, what are you studying and what are you doing to balance school and YouTube? Okay, so I'm not studying anymore. Good, which is good. I completed my education, but I completed my bachelor's degree, not my education, because school goes on. But I was doing computer science, so I did computer science, and yeah, I did a bachelor's degree in mathematics and computer science, and then I specialized in software engineering. So yeah, that's it. That's me in school. I'm not in university anymore. I'm home. I'm in Zambia. I came back like at the end of last year. So every video I've made this year I've been home, which is sick. Like I love being home. In fact, I think I actually love being home way more than I like being away from home, because food for me was another thing that was hard to adapt to, because I'm just so used to the Zambian cuisine, or the Zambian dishes, or whatever they call it, whatever fancy words chefs have for it. I'm just so used to everything here. So when I was away, it was kind of hard. I'd just eat the same stuff. I ate so much chicken that I started to hate it. Like I made chicken in different ways. I boiled it, I fried it, I fried it, I grilled it. Like I just used it. Chicken was the thing I ate the most. So yeah, the diet, I know, it was kind of different for me. That's why I didn't like it as much. I preferred to be home. But yeah, that's the question. Um, hey yo, I'm laughing emoji. But yeah, that's kind of it. Also, I think this would actually be a nice time, or maybe I should just make a separate video for it where I talk about um living abroad versus living in Zambia and stuff like that, and things that I personally liked. These, of course, will be my based on my experiences. So not everyone will agree with me, and some people will agree with me, but it will be based on my experiences. I think I should make a video like that where I just talk about these things. Yo, we have 4 viewers live. I still can't believe this. Wow, wow, wow. If we ever get like 40 viewers, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. Another question. This is sick. Yo, keep them coming. Um, our jobs in Zambia based on the university or college you attended. What's your say on favoritism? Because it's practiced among Zambians. So, our jobs in Zambia based on the university or college you attended. I don't think so. I think it's just how it's always been, however it's always been. But I think it's based on what you can do. To be honest, if I like, I haven't applied to too many jobs, but I have like friends who tell me that they applied to this place and they applied to that place, and I ask them how was the interview process, and they tell me, oh, maybe we had to connect two databases, or we had to write this, or we had to sort out an issue from code that were given. This is in computer science, so if you fail to sort out an issue based on code that you're given and you don't get the job, I don't think you'd say that it was favoritism, because they've given you a problem to solve. If you solve the problem and you're the only one who solves the problem, I think they'll give you the job. If other people solve the problem, then they'll base it on something else. So when it comes to favoritism when giving jobs, I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. Just in case I like apply and I'm rejected based on favoritism. Yo, I'll be sick. I'll be like, why? But I don't think so. I hope not. When it comes to connections, maybe like there are connections around. I don't know, but it always helps to know more people, because even when jobs are advertised, not all jobs are advertised on a large scale. So it always helps to know people, because someone might just tell you, hey, actually this company is looking for a person, and because it wasn't like publicly put out, you may just find that you're one of 5 people who apply for that job, and all of a sudden you have a 20% chance of being selected. So favoritism, I don't think so. I don't think so. Favoritism, especially based on university you went to, I don't think so. I think it's more based on skill, because interviews usually have tests or things that they give you to solve. So if you can't solve that and you went to Harvard University, I don't think anyone will care. I think they want you to do what they're asking, and if you can do that, then great. You probably will get the job even if you went to a much smaller university. Because at the end of the day, I think the only reason that the only reason that they give certain conditions for jobs when people apply is because in case like auditors come through and things in those lines, they can always back it up and say, oh, this person has a degree in this, a master's degree in that, a diploma in that, a certificate in that, and the like, and they can show it to the auditors just to avoid any sort of bad rep for the company. But then, yeah, so it doesn't really matter what university you went to, unless I'm speaking from an uninformed position. Someone can tell me, but I don't think it does anyway. Mm, so yeah, I don't know if there are any more questions, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is the first live. We'll just keep it short. I don't know how long we've been running, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button and peace. Whoa, the sun's doing a madness. Peace.